Yeah. Did it say it was starting on your end?
Why
Okay.
it is?
Yeah. All right. Well, it is here. Yeah, so what happened yesterday was, as you know, my mom has a colostomy bag. It's actually an ileostomy, and we had to replace it 4 times yesterday. So huge, huge challenge because that means taking the bag off, getting her in the tub, cleaning doing all the laundry, all of that. So we did that 3 times. Um, put a new one on 4, but 3 times of me having to do, and that is hard. That makes me wish that I had one or two more of me, you know? But the reason why I started this recording was because I was ready to share this with you, and I thought I'm going to record this so other people can also listen if they want to, you know? But this morning, Jeremy, I got up and I sat because once again the bag came off again. So this morning I put her in the tub again, stripped the bed again, right? And I sat in the living room in a comfy chair while she was taking a bath, and I just go, okay, God, I need help because if I am meant to to continue to do this, I need you to show me how
Oh,
because I cannot do this alone if this is the way it's going to be on a regular basis because it will just suck all of my spirit out of me. It's just too much. I can't do that. And we had a really bad, like almost 2 months this winter. And I can't, if I have to repeat that, I, I know I'll make it. I know I'll come out on the other side, but that level of misery is not something that I want to put myself through. I need to be able to be here for everyone, not just my mom. I need to be able to be here for myself. Anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm praying and I'm like, God, please, like, bring me something right now. I'm ready for the answer. What can I do? And all of a sudden, I kid you not, I have this idea pop into my mind about how I might be able to repair the situation and actually make these bags last and not just peel off immediately. Because what happens is the liquid seeps behind
mhm.
and then it just, the bag can't
Right.
stay. It comes loose. And then on top of that, um, it damages her skin because there's so much bile in it. Hi, Yana. So I did this deep prayer. I was like, if I'm meant to do this, I need you to show me. I get this huge
Oh,
epiphany. Hi, Yana. I'm sharing my story from yesterday and this morning. And I get this huge insight. And I go, oh my God, I can create a little volcano shape and insert it into the bag. Then it'll support that. And I should be able to create, like to seal the leak, right?
gosh.
And these products don't exist. This is literally me in my brain going, oh my God, this might actually work. So I did it and I shaped this little volcano and I put the bag on. And I mean, I want to cry right now. I'm praying that it continues to hold, but there is zero leakage right now.
Yeah.
Zero. And I'm just feel so grateful for trusting guidance from God, our creator, higher self, however people would want to, but to sit and open, right? because that's what we've got to be willing to do, is open ourselves up to receive. And
So let
so,
me ask you this. How does this keep you going? How does this keep your endurance to care for your mom? Does this feel like it keeps you keep running, to keep moving, being open with God? And you
absolutely.
know, tell me about that.
Mhm.
'Cause I really want to hear that. I want to
Well,
hear how this is
because
helping you.
you know
You're
why?
you're being creative.
Yeah,
You're being creative to resolve a situation by yourself. That's not being done, and it's something new and that you're doing and it works for you. And how does being open to God suggestions and
yeah.
how is that helping you to endure this
For
situation?
me, and I know that it's different for everybody, right? But for me personally, I feel like I'm never alone. Like no matter what, I am supported, you know? And it's beautiful. There is a level of peace that because yesterday I was not peaceful. I am not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna pretend like I was peaceful yesterday. It was really, really hard. It was a struggle to stay calm. It was a struggle to get through it. And I just kept pausing, taking deep breaths, calming my spirit, moving again. Pause, calm my spirit. But the thing is, there is just something so peaceful, a softening, a faith, an understanding that goes beyond all space and time when you don't feel alone, when you know that you're supported. You're supported no matter what. Like I say, God is with us always, in all ways. And for me it's God, but it's okay if someone wants to use a different term, because I don't know that God really cares too much about that. I think, that's why it's said, seek and ye shall find. And we have to find what works for us, because it's going to be different for everybody. But for me, it works to not feel alone. For me, it works to be open source connected directly to God, to not need any other entity to navigate the in-betweens, right? But to be connected 100%, because we can.
And Val, I am so happy for you that you have discovered this as someone that's caretaking for your mom.
Yeah.
This is wonderful. This is good news for you.
Yeah, and
Because
I got so excited.
it's good.
I got so excited and went out and talked with my son and his girlfriend, and I'm like, I don't know, but if this works, it's literally going to change my entire future if what I'm doing works, if it functions properly.
Good.
My entire future, because that is the most difficult part of my life right now, is having to be here 24/7 with my mom, knowing that I'm the one that has to be here to fix the issue if there is one, with as far as her health condition, that no, I have to teach. Hopefully, once we have more money, I'll be able to show someone else how to do it and bring a nurse in, or an outside caretaker in to help, so that I can get a break. But until then, it's all me, that piece of it,
Right.
and it really shifts my life a lot. So to sit in prayer this morning and have that, I mean, it wasn't like I was sitting there for 10 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour. It was literally moments. It was literally me going, give me a solution, and then boom, like less than 10 seconds maybe. you know? And that's what I think is so beautiful, when we open up spiritually and we keep ourselves open, and you know what I mean? And we're trusting, and just through the connection and knowing that we're not alone, because the signals come in for us, it's time to act then. You can't get the signal and then just sit around on your ass and do nothing. You got to get the signal, and then you got to act upon it. you know? So yeah. So that's it. That's my big moment of spirituality and closeness to God for today. I was like, wow, I needed it. And I'm so glad that it came. And I'm glad that, you know what I'm really thankful for too, honestly, Jeremy, is that I didn't give up. That I stuck with it, that I stayed true, and that even though I had a really hard day yesterday, even though because we do sometimes, we just have really freaking shitty days. And it's honest, it's truthful. It's not like, oh, everything's, roses all the time. That's not the way it works. It doesn't work from us controlling everything outside of us. It works from us controlling how we respond to it, what happens inside, you know? So, but I'm glad that I had the faith to sit and say, no, I know there's an answer. I know there is. And then to have that come in immediately and for it to be working, it's kind of it's amazing. So that's where I'm at. And honestly, if it really works, I could even patent it.
Yeah.
Although they wouldn't want it patent because they want you to use they want you to keep running through it. But anyway. Well, let's welcome Yana. Hi.
Hello, what's happening?
We're just discussing connecting straight to source, telling my little story from yesterday to today and
Fucking
feeling
crazy day.
yours too.
Yeah, like mine actually very positively, but like I see what's happening around me.
Yep.
Um and I'm just like really asking for a global solution right now. To keep it that simple.
Yep.
Um and yeah, in my life everything is great. I ain't do anything for free any longer. I'm done.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw
I'm
that you
fucking done.
good for
Nothing
you.
for free from my side, guys. Like, if someone really needs it and I'm seeing it, I'm
Right.
offering it. No worries. I can see the sense aware of it. I have the ability to do that.
Yeah.
I'm offering my all, no worries at all. But I'm done.
Tell me more about what you mean. I'm going to be honest with you. I have disconnected a lot from what's going on and the happenings, within the communities and school. And that's
That's
okay with
okay.
me.
Yeah,
And
it's
tell me
totally
what's going
okay.
on with you, Yarny. I'm curious. What do you mean? What? Because I think I have
So I,
something very
so I tell you
similar
the
happening with
background.
myself. Yeah.
I tell you a little bit of a background. Yeah. Just putting some great seven chakra oils on my throat. Oh gosh.
Oh, that makes me
Um,
Um,
that
yeah,
makes
it's
me
so
want my
good.
little
we just want to chill out here.
So good. So
Okay.
I am in this tent for like around almost 5 weeks. Or today actually 5 weeks. In between, I have been 5 days at home. Just a few days ago, I came back here. And I have conversations with business people every single day. And also with people who complain, people who don't want to hear, people who think they know, people who are genuine but have no solutions. All of it. With healers, with stupidity, with hilariousness, with like everything, like the whole lot, like every single day that I'm here, I'm
Mhm.
basically available for people. And I'm blessed to have a mentor that I'm talking to that is 73 years old,
Mm.
working at the police for a very long time, has seen many, many things behind the scenes, and he's just working next door.
There at the
So,
lake?
yeah, he's doing the those little boats. Like
Yeah.
he's just like spending his time so he doesn't have to deal with his family. He just spends the day at the lake and is like renting these boats where people can like paddle with their feet,
Hmm.
just like
Yeah.
small tiny boats at this lake. And he's a great man. Um, has his shadow sides as all of us have. Um, but the wisdom and the experience that comes through him and the heart and the joy
Mm.
and all of that and the information, it's just so valuable. And also the man who is paying me right now, he is which is another dude. He and I also have like he's a like very hard in business. So to negotiate with him is very hard. Um, but it's fun. So I learn so much. And then I'm seeing here the people doing their yoga and what they get from them and how they act and how they do it and the people who show up and stuff like this. And I'm just here basically now studying the people, um,
Hmm.
being myself, holding space, and yeah, really growing into
Yeah.
a new foundation
Are
within my.
you are you currently coming out to be a solopreneur for your first time? Like for
Yeah.
working for yourself?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let
Because
me,
I
let me, I'm sorry.
let me
Go ahead.
hold the thought because I have
Yeah.
a
Yeah. Go ahead.
because I think that it's really valuable that you're already finding right now, hey, wait a minute, I can't just keep giving things away for free,
Mhm.
because I made a mistake my first year in business for myself on my hands-on body work. And I told people that I would keep my prices low for an entire year. And while I did gather several clients that have stuck with me, it was financially devastating for me. It was
It's
so,
not eventually it drains you. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
And then you can't be there because I had to do twice as many sessions just to stay in an affordable state. You know what I mean? So it was so challenging. And, sometimes you go, oh, looking back, I wouldn't change a thing. This time that's bullshit because if I could go back now, I would have changed the way that I did it initially. And so I think that it's beautiful and I honor what you're doing with that because we've got to also care for ourselves enough. And if we don't do that, it depletes you. And then when you try to show up, you're not showing up fully anyway. So I kept, for all my seniors, I kept my prices $30 a session for the seniors and 60 for everyone else. And I mean, that's so low. It's such a low amount of money for what I do for a living. I mean, I'm the only person in my area that does anything like what I do. So that's a huge niche. It's so different. And yeah, and so, but the thing is that when you do it for $30 an hour or 60 an hour, right? You're showing up. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter, but you're showing up and then you end up giving the $30 session because you're just wiped. You just get wiped out. So there are other ways to give, like donating to causes, like for me anyway, that's kind of what I've done is I give, you know, little either certificates or like a whole package. Like I just gave 3 packages to a cause that I absolutely love. It's one of my favorite things that happens in a tiny town. And so, that's a $1,500 value. I doubt that they'll make $1,500 off of it, but maybe they will. But That's the kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's investing in something that matters to you and gifting people when you feel like it. And you can feel the energy of it too. You know, you can feel into that way of being with it. And so I'm proud of you. Good job.
It's yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
It's like building a culture. Like I mean, I do it with the organism. It's
Hmm.
working very well in there, like, you know, and I'm going to kind of utilize what I do there in here.
Yeah.
So, like the way that I show up in there for the last few weeks is how I show up here in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
And it's very simplified stuff, very base level foundation. Like, and
Yeah. It's
find
great.
know your worth. And like I know like I'm very clear about what I want to do. I want to establish these places and have people, locals, let's say, have locals who then take care of that baby and place these places around the world and maybe say hello once in a while, do some chores once in a while.
Hmm.
Yeah, Anya, I
Mm.
I am soaking this all in because I am in a very similar pattern right now.
Hmm.
And I have to eat, I'm doing all these things out there, okay? And it's exhausting. It is. It's
Hmm.
exhausting. And I'm building something new, things out there. But I have to eat too. I have to eat too. I have to
Yeah.
and part of me is I'm done fixing people.
Yeah.
Going to people and say, "Here I am. I'm here to help you." I've done that for 25 years.
I help
Um,
people
you know,
do this and that.
yeah. Wow. And I'm not saying I'm not mad, I'm not upset about this, but
Right.
I've been going to people and trying to fix them. And now I am letting people come to me because if they want help, I'm here. And so I have also recently done something very similar, and it was a big step. I took what I'm doing and literally, I'm not joking. And I want you to hear this. Yesterday, I've written like 4 book collections that I've been working on about caregiving and everything these are like my thoughts and these are everything that I've been putting together. And I've made them into books. And I was going to offer them for free. And somebody said, "What are you doing?" Somebody I was on a Zoom call. And I thought, you're right. I can attach them. I put them on my church website. I put a PayPal, I attached it. And so now I'm going to, it'll still go towards where I want it to go to, which is,
Yeah.
you know, you know, but but then that will be income coming in and
Yeah.
I'll be able to pay for things that I need help with. I've been putting time. One of the biggest things is it's not the money. I've been very careful. I don't want to put my own personal finance into a lot of things that I'm doing. It's the time, all this time and energy that I've been doing to help people.
Yeah.
And so now I want to find a way, that, people are, um, I can help people, but know that they're donating, they're putting money and resources towards that. So then I can do more towards it.
Yeah. And
I
even
hear
if
you.
it's,
I hear you.
yeah.
I hear you. You cannot, yeah. And there's all this good stuff people are doing.
Yeah, and
And
even if it's not that much money, even if you're
yeah,
just like charging $1, a couple bucks or
yeah,
$5 or whatever, it doesn't have to be
yeah.
an insurmountable
Right,
amount of money,
right.
but at least to get a little bit back. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's
So,
also the energy exchange as well, because that's the way I try to look at it. Like Yana and I've talked about before, how energy is frequency, currency. I mean, and so there can be some times in some ways where you feel supported. And so like for example, I joined Yana's premium as soon as he offered it at the $4. I was like, boom, of course I'm going to do that because I can afford $4 and I can support him even if it's just that small amount.
right.
And for me, it wasn't necessarily about like getting all the benefits from premium necessarily. It was just because I love him and I want to support his goal. You know what I mean? And
Love
I
it.
believe
Yeah.
I get more than that and more energy from him in return than just $4 a month. Not that I would pay more if I could, but I just don't have it at the
So,
moment, which is okay. But that's what I'm saying is so there's also an energetic exchange, and so some people do provide, like for like example, you for me, you provide, you show up for the calls, you have these beautiful conversations, you write really good stuff in my community for me, and you put us on your mighty caregivers like you, so you are exchanging with me energetically
yeah.
that way, or with us, I should say, and that's beautiful too, you know. So, but we've got to be careful to not, like where I am right now is as soon as this foundation is finished, I just have a couple more days of all of this stuff with the family and everything moving around. But as soon as that's finished, then I'm going to be looking at my community going,
All
okay,
right.
because I want the energy to flow.
Right.
It's because energy is currency and I need a flow. So either you can flow in a little bit cash wise, or you can flow in through engagement. For me, it doesn't have to be money, but it has to be flow, you
That's
know?
wonderful. Yeah, that to me makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And let me ask you this. So,
Hmm.
energy,
Yeah.
essence of energy, like this
Yes.
energy. How is that keep so this whole idea of like going to other people and spending money, spending time and and actual real currency money.
Hmm.
Does that keep you moving? Does that keep
I
your
believe
energy
so.
moving?
Yes, I
How
believe
how
so. Well, let
how?
me tell you what I
Mm,
just did. Okay, so I've been practicing this now for years, like half of a decade, consciously practicing where I put energy. What I have found is that it's not necessarily exactly where the energy goes because you can put it one way, but it'll come back a different way. Like, okay, so I give Yana $4 a month, but then Jeremy writes on my wall for me regularly. Do you see what I mean? It's flow. It's the flow. So it's
get you.
not, doesn't boil down to, oh, I'm going to give to Jeremy and Jeremy gives back to me. It's not like that. So I consciously just recently, like I told you guys, I gave those three packages away, $1,500 worth of sessions to this nonprofit organization that I'm hoping they can make some money. And then I also will get some clients from it because I haven't had any clients in a while because of everything that's been happening. Anyway, now I also have money going toward three different school communities, people who I cherish. I'm not just random willy-nilly going to put money into a community if I don't see the 100% value in that community. That's why Yana is one of those people. It's not a lot of money, mind you.
Yeah.
It's a very small amount of funding that I'm putting out,
Right.
but I am doing it. And I consciously am like, okay, it's time for me to start getting this flow, this money flow back again, this monetary flow. So it's going to start with me flowing out, but I guarantee you it's going to come back. Exactly how? I don't know, but it's not,
That's
I don't need to know,
uh,
because it
that's
will come back.
I think what you're describing, and I might be wrong, but I think what you're describing is you're planting your own seeds, you
Well,
know,
sure,
in a
sure.
way, in a sense,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah, to help yourself, you know,
Well, and
and
to
to help
help.
others and to help others. I
Exactly,
mean,
because if
yeah,
I help myself you start by helping others, right? And
yeah,
trying, because what I'm trying to do is seed into people who I feel are connected, connected to source the and that event. It's someone who's really close to me who I donated to, but also the event is for a tiny town that needs that money, and I love so many people in that town. So that's what I'm saying is you invest in what you feel connected to, what lights your spirit up. You invest in those people, those things that light your spirit up, and then instead of feeling like, oh, I'm giving this good, you feel lit up in doing
yeah.
it, you
So
know?
this week I had something close to me personally and where I live, and there was an organization that was helping a single mom that was
Hmm.
going to be evicted Friday. And I really had to take some time inventory and with the organization that I'm working with Mighty Caregivers, and saying, okay, everybody,
Hmm.
we need to help this organization to help somebody. And
Yeah.
we did. And I know personally, I know it's come back bountiful. It's really helping a lot
Mhm.
of people.
Yeah.
I know that this may not be something that is going to come back, and I haven't seen anything directly, but I'm putting trust, and I
Yeah.
believe that it will. It'll have an energy that will return back to me.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
I get
That's
what you're saying. I
And
get,
you're
and you're
familiar, yeah, you're familiar, and we'll be reaching it at some point, the Christ over coffee.
yeah,
And don't quote me on the actual scripture because I don't recall that in my brain. But Christ speaks to giving to the poor and doing it quietly, you know, because when we're boasting, and now I'm like, well, maybe I'm boasting.
right.
But I'm not boasting right now. I'm just trying to have a spiritual conversation about how it works, But you put that out if you're doing it with, oh, I'm going to do this because I want this back, or I want to do this because I want
Right,
this back, or I'm going to do
right,
this because I want to be seen. I want people to see, hey, I'm doing a good thing.
right,
No, that's not what it's about.
right,
It's literally about the silent
right.
energy, the quiet energy. Yana can speak to that, right, Yana? Like that silence, that where you're letting go of ego, you're letting go of that part of it, and you're really just coming deeply in to connection with source, connection with oneness of all of us, and that's how it flows. That's how in my world, because this is me breaking it down mentally the best that I can, because it's beyond us.
And
It's,
I, yeah. I
it's
really would
beyond
like to
us.
hear what Yarna said
Yeah.
thinks about this, because I understand this, because the quiet that comes with when you're doing things,
Yeah.
literally what the quiet don't, and I understand that, and I am, I'm genuinely trying to help people,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
the quietness that happens and you don't know. What do you think, Yarna? I'm just curious what you think of that. I really want to know what you think of that.
Not thinking much though, bro. I'm really not
Oh,
thinking
okay.
much. It's a good place to be in though, silence.
Yeah.
Um, it's direct experience is what I can
Mhm.
recommend anyone to have direct experience rather than listening to thoughts or listening to feelings even like it's all temporary, like but
Yeah.
the experience and the wisdom from it is what stays. So it takes some time to sit and to see where am I investing in through thought, through feeling, things that I repeat doing, repeat thinking, repeat feeling.
Mhm.
Um, and like I started to, well, you like when I had this like life-changing experience, I started investing all my money that went before into parties and drugs into my health, my wellness, my
Uh-oh. He's freezing up on us.
I know.
It's okay
um,
though.
but it's still here.
Yeah, Yana, your
Hello, hello.
reception is you're freezing up. You might want to turn your video off.
It's
I don't
yeah,
know.
it starts to storm actually.
Oh, is it
I have a look
storming?
at the photo when yes, it's like it's raining. It's very beautiful though. Can you hear me good now, or is it still like
It's so. It's better. You
okay?
froze for a minute
How is it
completely.
now? I
Yeah,
come in with
you're
my
coming.
phone
You're
and turn up the
frozen. Yeah.
Freak out.
Oh, he said he's going to come back with his phone. Hi, Rebecca.
Hey, Rebecca.
Welcome. Yeah. We're just,
So just while we
Hi.
wait, hi,
yeah.
Rebecca. So this is interesting. This
Here
conversation
he goes.
is pretty interesting because I am focusing this week on endurance, like
Mm,
we're caregivers as people who are caring for people, and how we keep endurance. And I think the
yeah.
energy of endurance is important. And
Mm.
so I think, yeah, and that's why especially I'm hoping to hear from Yarna.
Yeah,
I
sure.
think I think we can hear
Like
him
what this
now.
is. So
Yeah, I had to turn off my computer because I was giving Wi-Fi to my computer and streaming through my computer. So I just
Oh, yeah, this is
um
way better.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So what was the question again,
You were
Jeremy?
talking about direct source, like
Yes.
and how we feel this through silence, and then um,
So like
like the energy.
we have to see what we repeat doing. Like
Yes.
what pattern it's like pattern recognition. And if
Mhm.
we recognize the pattern that we repeat, then we start also witnessing the results that keep repeating. Because based on what we think, like again and again, what we feel again and again is what we attract again and again. And it's like, okay, if I want to create a different result, I have to change the way I behave, the way I think, the way I feel. And how do I do this? And through right action. Like I have to act differently. I can't think my way through it entirely because one day will come when I'll be challenged to act in this physical reality. So I felt like I was like down. I was on the ground. Like 5 years ago, I was really on the bottom through me treating myself and my body as like shit for 7 years every single day. um, and I had to change something, is what I recognized. And since then, I started changing my behavior, started the way I speak things into existence. And through speech alone, like I recommend anyone before they start meditating, change your language.
Yes, I agree. And
Change
your
your
thoughts.
language. Yeah, because it is connected, right? Your
Yep.
speech and your thoughts are
Hmm.
connected immensely. And we can sit down and meditate, but all the things that we said that we're not proud of, all the things that we could have done differently or shouldn't have said or should have said differently or whatever, all these things that the blur is like it'll come in the meditation. So you can skip the meditation and start acting differently. you can
Yeah.
you can meditate and become aware of it if you need to, but we have to actively do and act in a new way.
Yep.
Because like I have been there certainly, like in the spiritual realm, like more than, let's say, 6 years ago. It was still like that, and that I was waiting for some miracle to happen, waiting for some things to change in my reality, but I wasn't changing.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
wasn't doing anything differently. So I was expecting some new results, but I wasn't showing up in a new way.
Yeah.
And yeah, just ask the original question again, and then I give one more sentence.
I really want to know, Aaron, how do you be yourself and doing everything that you want to do with other people, and you're doing it, and you know people are out there receiving, but you don't hear back. And how do you sit in that quiet? And how do you sit there and know you're helping people, but you may not hear back from them, and it's quiet. It's the
Mm.
silence is there. You don't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
if it's
yeah.
really helping them. How do you do that?
Yeah. Um,
Mm.
a deep inner knowing of what truly helps me helps others at the same time. And no matter if other people are valuing or able to see it or not, I know that what I do makes me feel lighter. And this is all I need to see, because the silence
Mm,
comes, and the stillness and the peace in it comes when we do the right thing.
Yeah.
When there's no more questioning ourselves with anything anymore, because
Amen.
I gotta do it. I am that I am. And I know that I do what I do with all my heart. And no matter what other people say, think, or do, has nothing to do with me, has nothing to say about me than about the people acting that way. Right? It's all about that. Because I have to be responsible for my own thoughts, feelings, actions, behaviors, intentions, and
Yes.
other people the same. And we have to carry the consequences for those things. And we
Yep.
may not be clear always as we push things away, or we made decisions before this life, or whatever agreements we have made, or karma we have caused, um, or chose to clear up. Many of us came here without having caused any of that bullshit, but came in here to clear up things. Many of us. So yeah, I think this answers, does it?
uh,
Yeah, I
so
want to add to that,
yeah, go
Jeremy.
ahead. Go ahead.
I just want to add to piggyback off what Jan is saying. Like speaking of in like Christian terms, right? It would be us coming in a state of, for us, for what we're doing in our lives, we're coming into a state of repentance for what is causing turmoil, for what's causing anguish, for what's causing those things that we don't want to happen anymore, right? But the only way you can come into repentance is by changing what we do, like what Jan is talking about. We have to change our actions so that things can start to flow more beautifully. The thing is, we're not in charge of other people's actions.
Right.
We're only in charge of our own. And that's why we're not meant to judge. That's part of the reason why we are not meant to judge, because we have no idea what's happening in another person. We can only know what's happening in us, or at least try to figure it out. Right? So what we
Yeah,
do is we put the goodness out there. We put what Jan is saying, what we're feeling is correct, what we feel is proper and right. It's a knowing, it's an inner knowing. You know what you need to do based on your life. I know what I need to do based on mine, Yana based on his, Dana based on hers. We know that based on our personal experiences. So we put out, and some other people it's going to work for, and some it's not. And we can't control that. But what we can do is put it out there, like we would say, plant that seed.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's all we can do. We can't, we plant the seed. God, creator, source, spirit, Holy Spirit comes in and waters it. Other people come in and water it.
And we
We
all
just put what
have,
we,
sorry,
no,
and
it's
we
okay.
all, the circle around, because to the conversation where we started
Yep.
was, I mean, okay, Dana, we started this conversation with, it's time to start taking what the resources that I might be wrong about, and I don't want to be putting words in your mouth, but this is the way I'm hearing this.
Yeah.
We, it's time to start our skills, our resources, the things that we do. It's okay to ask for resources back, to be able to put those resources back in so that we can keep the endurance, keep the momentum
Yep.
going, and to
Mhm.
ask, and that in our own ways. So for example, I am now looking for donations for, to help my ministry and do things that I want to do. Somebody else, you may want to do something different. Ernie, you might want to do something different. Val, you might be doing something different. We're doing it in our own way,
Yes.
and that's okay.
Yeah.
Don't,
Yeah.
we hear all this noise all the time. Do it
Mm.
this way, do it that way. No, do it your way.
Yep.
Can I ask, I'm wondering if the underlying aspect is whether or not you are not receiving the confirmation that what you shared was helpful, and if that's the concern, is that you're looking to know that what I have provided or shared is helpful to this individual. Is that why the concern is there around why you don't hear back?
She's asking you, Jeremy.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
asking you.
I have felt that. No, 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 no. That's a really good question,
Thank you, Val.
because for because for 25 years I have been trying to help caregivers.
Mhm.
I'm going to wait for this feedback. Okay. Okay. For 25 years I have been trying to help caregivers, and I was looking for that feedback. I was going to people and saying, I'm going to help you. And I was waiting for them to come and I was going to fix them. You know,
Mhm.
now I've come to realization that I'm going to not fix them, but I'm going to help people and know that those seeds are planted, you know, and know that, I'm not looking for the confirmation. I'm not looking for the publicity, and I don't need any of that now. I used to.
Yeah. Me
I
too. Me
used
too.
to, but I don't
Mhm.
now.
Yep.
And so now it's a real
I
struggle.
never,
It's
I
like this
never had this,
whole,
but it's okay.
You never had that. You never wanted the
good for
confirmation.
you.
No,
I know. That's great. Yana's like, I don't care.
I'm just laughing at Jeremy's comment.
So yeah, so that's a, to me it's a time in which I am now wrestling with. I'm now in a place where I'm trying to help people, and it's incredibly quiet, but I know for little bits and pieces, people want me to keep going. And
Mhm.
I know God has placed me in, and God, this is what I want to do. It's not just what God has done, God has put me here to do this, but this is what I want to do, you know?
It's interesting, like what comes up for me about this is
Yeah.
that I find that when I end up crossing paths with somebody or vice versa in a way that was not born out of some, some desire of my own, and I allow the experience to occur naturally, for me, that's when I feel like Jeremy actually, that divine
Mhm.
intuition and intelligence and guidance comes right through me. I mean, sometimes even to the extent that all of a sudden I find myself saying something that I'm not really even thinking about, right? Like it's whatever was meant to be received in that moment. And that happens to me too. It's not just me for other people. That's happened to me in certain points in my life where it's just like I can sense it immediately that there is a very strong um, purpose for the interaction. And I guess for me, when I lean into that, like I think about, like I have that nature too. Like I want to, I want, like I think where that comes from for me in the past is that desire to help others and to know that what you're doing is of value is it's coming from a place that you want to alleviate suffering, which is a good
Right.
place for it to come from. And
Right.
yet really too, it's like we need to check ourselves every once in a while to understand, am I doing this out of my desire, which is still a human need, or am I doing this out of in the Christian sense, God's intention or whatever universal intention? Am I being that guide, that channel, that instrument, or am I doing this out of my own intention and thought? And I think that for me, sometimes it's a good way for me to sort of check and balance my interactions. I don't
So
know
I,
if that.
I, I used to be a people pleaser. I've
Mhm.
always been you want a people pleaser. And I am now transitioning. I still think I have a lot of those. I'm always looking for like, what is it? What do you think of this? And
Yeah.
it's not that that's a bad thing, but now I am in a place where I'm planting seeds all the time. That's what I'm trying to do. And when you're in that place, in that space, it gets lonely sometimes.
Let me correct you, but let me correct you there because
Yeah,
you're not just trying to plant seeds, you're planting seeds.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's just the thing, how many of them do you water?
yeah.
Mm.
Because
The
just to
point,
plant
Mhm.
seeds doesn't mean anything, to be
the
honest, but
action.
they need actual water for
Mhm.
them to, germinate and to create some fruits. So I can do as much as I can, but how much am I actually getting from what I'm doing? Because we can't just do, and asking ourselves or hoping. This is what Thomas in the community is talking about. This is why he says, give a fuck about hope. We can't just hope for things to happen and keep doing without us recognizing what we're doing
Yeah,
Right.
and how we're
I
doing it.
do. I do have to say though, I think that there is truth to both sides of that, and I have a perfect example of why. Because I think the important part is that you are in a constant state or a continuous state, not constant, but continuous, where you do try to make sure that what you're putting out is is true and is good and is valuable. And just a quick example. I saw this, one of my good friends from many years ago was kept posting these beautiful photographs online. So I sent her a private message and I said, I just want you to know, your photos are so amazing. Like you could do this professionally. And didn't hear back from her for 3 years. That's it. That's all I said. For 3 years, she comes back and sends me this private message saying, Hey, I just want you to know that what you told me 3 years ago, I became an amateur photographer and it paid for my schooling. So thank you for
Yeah,
that. Do you see what
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean? So
yeah.
it's not
Let me
always
let
that
me
we
bring
have
the
to water.
perspective. Let me bring the perspective because like this is a spiritual thing that you did.
Yes.
The
Yes,
spiritual
exactly.
thing is being watered by the divine.
That's my
But
point.
the
Yeah.
material things,
Mhm.
the things that we think we gotta do, those need watering if we want them to come into fruition.
There you
Because
go. Perfect.
because
That's
because when the spiritual things come into fruition is up to the divine. It's none of my egoic business. None.
exactly.
None of my business.
Yeah.
And like to be able to let that go and to trust and to know that everything that I give is spiritual.
Yep.
Um this is then the game changer. Like we can align those two and really start only watering the seeds. We may have planted certain seeds that we actually don't want to water
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
well,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah,
right?
that's
So,
beautiful. You brought that together nicely. Yeah.
yeah, thanks
Yeah.
for bringing that in because it needs some clarity as well.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Um,
because
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because the
sure.
more aligned we are on a regular basis, then the more the actions that we are doing, the seeds that we're planting unintentionally, we're just doing it because we're feeling, it just feels good. It feels right. It feels aligned and spiritually connected. So that's just what we do. And then when we do things with such clarity, it's like it's gonna happen, like things are gonna happen because like you said, divine, we're so aligned that it's like one and the same.
This is a really big topic, and I definitely agree with what you're saying, Val, about the alignment. And I feel
Mhm.
that deeply. I resonate with that deeply. It's such a big topic around, actually, I think what I'm experiencing from what you said, and then part of what Yana was saying is, that differentiation between what we do out of our human needs, desires, and what we do out of our spiritual sort of gifts, alignment, divine intuition, divine guidance. And since we are human beings, we have both of those sometimes
Yeah.
within us. And so it's interesting to kind of think about and bring together which actions are coming out of our own sense of self and identity, and whether or not they're ego driven
Yeah.
or whether or not they're actions that we need to take for other reasons. And then also what is coming out of a divine guidance or a spiritual sense as opposed to the ego. I think that's really interesting how this is coming together.
And I think
Mhm.
also people view what you're doing, and sometimes they confuse what you're doing. If it's ego, they think, oh, you're doing this because blah 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 blah, or and then but you're not really doing it for that reason, and we need to be able to,
Who is
yeah.
Maria?
Sorry, Dana.
Dana is muted because of
I
the
know I
feedback.
muted her. I'm sorry, Dana.
But like, who is Maria? There is a Read AI
Okay,
meeting
so
notes called Maria.
yeah, Dana, I'm trying to unmute you, but I muted you. I'm sorry, Dana. There's some kind of feedback
What
that
did somebody join?
no, no, no. I'll explain in just a second. But Dana, I'm sorry, I muted you because there's that weird feedback with your, but we'll figure that out someday.
I'll just mute myself. It's probably,
So
I
this,
have a feeling I know what it is.
right? So this read.ai meeting notes, I realized that that's me, that I did that because what I want is for you guys to be able to share without me having to help. And so I was trying to figure that out, and there was a option. So last week I shut that off because I was like, oh no, this I don't know who that is. And then this week, and then I go afterward, I thought about it. I go, oh, I think that's that little question it was asking you. Do you want other people to be able to share or. And I said yes. And so I go, well, I'll know if it starts right at 1 o'clock again next week. I'll know that that's what these Read AI meeting notes are. And so, yes, that's what they are. It's a recording so that you can come in like at the end of it. It sets it all up. And so if you've got a link, you can go into the chat, you know, and I'm not super tech savvy, so I apologize for but that's what that is. It's a function of
I'm
Zoom.
just curious because they're standing Maria edit Read AI, and I'm like, who is Maria?
I know. Does it say Maria?
If I go to the chat, if I open the chat and I click on Read
Maria
Notes,
added. Uh-huh.
There's like Maria added
Yeah.
read AI meeting notes to the meeting, and I'm like, oh wow, who's Maria? But they may called this AI Maria.
Yeah. And then it says read AI privacy policy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think I might go back in and change that. But that's what that's about. Anyway, how are we all
Yeah.
doing? We're at our hour.
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
I
Owning this.
It's so cute.
I'm
Not everyone has worked for it to be like confident in doing so.
Careful, your spiritual ego is coming out, Yana.
It's okay.
It is totally okay.
There
It's
is
okay.
a
Wear it with pride.
there's a certain amount of healthy ego that I need here in order for me to manifest certain things.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
because I try to dissolve, guys. I really try to dissolve, but I lack then a material security, which yeah, bringing it into the body is a great thing.
Yeah.
I am energized by this
Good.
conversation. Because
Good stuff.
there really is energy. There's the essence of energy and sharing information, but also, yeah. So I'm stepping into this week and talking about endurance, thinking about myself, thinking about
Yeah.
how to keep endurance and to keep going, you know.
Yeah.
And
Good one.
but it's important to think about how we do this, and I think that's a beautiful thing. So I really appreciate the, thoughts and
Yeah, me
I want to
too.
take it all in because I don't
Me
know. Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, from my yesterday to right now, I did not think I was going to be able to show up this energetically in this space. So not yesterday. Today I knew that I would be able to, but yesterday I honestly thought, oh my God, I might have to tell Yana I can't make the call. Like that's
I
how.
was actually like 2.5 hours ago before I had these calls. I'm like, I had like this long day and I just had like I don't know 20-minute shower and I'm like, okay, and now I feel like better.
Yeah. I think it's beautiful, like as Jeremy's talking about the endurance, but it's so beautiful because when we're sharing, because it's the energy flow right now. It's the exchange. So we're literally sharing each other's energy. And when you come together, that's where the synergistic part comes and you build into something greater than the parts,
Let
you
let
know?
me try to play some handpan if you'd like.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
I see. I don't know how
Oh.
the sound comes through.
Okay, I'm gonna mute myself so that we can.
Can you hear? Let me try. Can you or can't you? Nothing.
It's very faint.
Hey, Yana, why don't you try
Not working.
putting your phone like right next to it, like underneath like so that yeah, like, and let's see if that works. Nah, we can't hear it.
And then we leave it like that. Anyway, it was a try.
We need
You
to
know what
tell
though?
we need
We
to tell
felt it.
Maria we need to tell Maria AI that they need to get sound work.
Well, there is a component
There
that you
is.
can switch, Oh yeah, and see it's done. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you know,
yeah,
they're supposed to work for us, so get on it, Maria.
I know.
yeah, get on it. Yeah.
Let's go.
But we felt it. We felt the
Awesome.
pan.
That's good to hear.
Yeah,
Then
it was beautiful energy. Thank you everyone so much.
thank you.
You're
I'm going
welcome.
to make another cacao. I already had 3 today, I think. Maybe, I don't know, but I will have another one.
Well, I hope you
Enjoy.
sleep well.
Oh, yes, I will.
Yay. All right. Mwah. Bye,
Talk
But
everyone.
soon.
can you